Officials fear wakes from the barges will weaken levees along the river and make the flooding worse. In the meantime, the mayor of Morgan City, Louisiana, says his community is preparing for floodwaters coming their way.
All of the 13,500 residents of the city actually have some exposure here. However, what we're trying to do is keep the water out of the city. And if we're successful in doing that, we won't have anyone flooding except for those who are outside of the protection.
Syrian protesters are trying a different tactic in their anti-government activities. They're calling for a one-day national general strike tomorrow. The activists are urging students to skip school. The change in strategy comes with an increasingly critical government tactics. President Barack Obama
thought it said general strike.
On rest in the Middle East on Thursday. This is AP Radio News.
I'd like to see someone strike their genitals.
From the McCarthy Wholesale Traffic Center, I'm Jay From the Highway Patrol, still with a 5-year detention area along Highway 1 and Highway 1. Actually, no, it doesn't have any number, really. Highway 101, Highway 1, Highway 135, Silver Street, Blue Coat, if you are stuck in traffic, of course, you can call me up in around City inside a traffic line, triple-issue 500-5003. National Weather Service is calling for showers tonight, tomorrow morning showers for the highest of 2. But they're brought to you by Alapelli Resort Spa. Visit around and experience affordable luxury at the Casino Resort Spa, Ranch and Garage. Casino parking for shows, from $109 Sunday to Thursday at topwatercasino.com. With your report done at Alapelli today. From the McCarthy Wholesale Traffic Center, I'm Jay Wynn on 1230 Before you say we want to get more for your car at McCarthy Wholesale. Professor Burt here from the University of Harvard. Is there anything better than peanut butter and jelly? Some combinations are just unbeatable, like your auto and home insurance policies. Combine them and you could end up saving hundreds. Actually, that might even be better than peanut butter and jelly. That's like surf and turf. Get in touch with a highly trained farmer's agent at farmers.com. We are insurance.
We are farmers.
Coverage not available in all areas.
Perfect sweet day. Remember when all we needed was a cow, a good book, and some food? Get on the phone screen. Yeah, I was the only one that knows great value for the chocolate. It's perfect for the entire family. Oh, I love Papa John's Sport, especially the convenience of the continuous spray. Plus, Papa John's Sport is waterproof, and it's also ultra-proof, so it won't run into your eyes and skin. Tell me that after chasing these kids all day.
Go to Walmart for all your Papa John's sunscreen products. Use that directed.
Some stories need further explanation.
Our gas station owners get great. I can if you want to do is ask them tough questions. What we do.
How dare people that sell gas want to turn a profit? How dare they? Anyone that sells gas shouldn't be allowed to have nice things.
After all, they're the questions you got. KSBY.
Government charges motherfucking 80 cents on the gallon for fucking tax, and people are pissed off at the Arabs and not our government? It's just not their fault, sure, but why give the government a pass?
Two things you never wanted to: pet a burning dog and fry bacon naked.
Ah, the wisdom of beauty. Plus, the rest of the celebrities back together one last time. The Celebrity Apprentice finale, this Sunday on NBC. Followed by your late local news. No more with KSBY News at 11. And now, the lightning round. Old MacDonald had a farm. What did old McGregor?
A labradoodle.
Correct. How fast? Correct. Not so much. Then I got a really one Sam's Club.
From high-quality foods to favorites, enjoy business success for less at Sam's Club. Last year, members saved an average of 44% on office supplies alone versus retail food stores. Compare for yourself. Join your National Small Business Pay 15 to 28 and get 10 weeks of membership for just $10. Savings made simple.
Radio 1240 KSNX. Streaming now at 1240ksnx.com.
the Savage Nation. Here is Michael Savage.
Bag.
You know, there's a lot of stories out there, but perhaps the corruption of the Obama administration is the biggest story. Oh, sure, we've got the story about the socialist IRS, Arnold Schwarzenegger's love child. But did you hear that 20% of Obamacare waivers are for gourmet restaurants, nightclubs, and hotels? Did you hear that HHS grants a waiver for the entire state of Nevada? Senator Reed's home state.
Fucking roll up my goddamn window so I can't hear a fucking motorcycle a block away.
To buy Obamacare policies. I swear to God, this is worse than Argentina, Venezuela at their peak. It's unbelievable to me how degenerated this country has become under this corrupt communist Marxist administration. Romney calls in $10 million in just 8 hours. Rick Perry of Texas. Rick Perry of Texas is now thinking of running. I would vote for him in a minute. That's a real conservative as opposed to Romney. But let's go back to the perk walk of the IMF chief, who, to me, I don't like his politics, I don't like the IMF's actions. First of all, let's start with what they did to him. Based on the accusations of a lowly maid, who I truly have no belief that this guy would try to rape a maid. It makes no sense. But he looks like Madoff's brother.
That's how rapists work!
Theories are swirling. The international press and blogosphere have theories about how and whether the IMF chief had been set up for a fall. I talked about it yesterday. Remember, who is he? Socialist, former communist, primary challenger to a weakened French President Sarkozy. And in fact, they expected him to be the next president of France. Now, he had a weakness for women, so there's a plausible story that he could have sexually assaulted a maid in the New York hotel where he was staying, right? Or he could have been set up. However, supporters of his says it's a conspiracy. They say it's not like him. Everyone knows that his weakness is seduction. That's how they got him. One of the more popular sources of blog-based conspiracy theories came from an interview he gave to the French paper Liberation on April 28th, in which he predicted his enemies would use his proclivity for promiscuity against him. In the piece cited by Business Insider and elsewhere, Strauss-Kahn proclaimed his 3 weaknesses are the money, women, and my Jewishness. Oh, well, I don't want to hear about the race part already. He's screaming. That already I could do without. The Voice of Russia blog said the modern American society is sick, and the diagnosis is political correctness. So a personal scheme against a rich foreigner is quite a plausible explanation of what happened with Strauss-Kahn. Who's the lawyer he hired? Some guy from Hollywood, Brathman. He represented Michael Jackson and son P. Diddy Combs. I don't know how well he did. But there are conspiracy theories. Nevertheless, his career is over, which is a good thing for the world, certainly a good thing for freedom, but not necessarily a good thing for justice. And of course, there's another related story, which is the issue of Arnold Schwarzenegger's love child, and that's something to think about. 1-800-449-8255. Nouriel Roubini is not yet convinced that Strauss-Kahn was not set up. He doesn't believe yet that he was not set up. In other words, he believes it could be. And Roubini is no dummy. I mean, we know him from his economic prognostications. He's a continuous naysayer, really. That's what he is, right? But here Roubini and CNBC says he's not yet convinced that Kahn was not set up. And he also said what I said yesterday. The SK is innocent until proven guilty. One cannot rule out a setup as a smear campaign against them has started in the French press close to Sarko. And I mean, I have to go along with that as a plausible theory, right? He is innocent until proven